You are not a victim, you are a creator. Like, take yourself away from that victim mindset. Legit, like, and no matter how much trauma you've been through, just try to detach yourself from that victim mentality. Whatever happened to you has already happened to you. What's up, family? My name is Mohammed Bai. If you're new to the channel, I am a model and a full-time content creator. And I just wanted to create a video that I feel as though I would have loved to see this video as I was going through some of the roughest and toughest times of my life. And if you're like me, I grew up very poor. Like, I'm talking about very, very poor, at least financially. I feel as though the environment that I was in, I was born and raised a farmer. So my grandparents were peanut and maize farmers, and yeah, so that's kind of like how I grew up until I was about 15 years old, and I moved to the States. But there are so many things, even coming to the States, I was still fairly poor, I would say, and I think I'm just now coming in terms with it, that, like, you know, I did not really have too much, you know, growing up. And shout out to my parents, they did any and everything that they possibly could to make sure that we were as comfortable as we possibly could and as much as they could afford. But, you know, I think we still fell short a little bit. But that goes without saying. So for today's video, I wanted to share with you guys 10 things that I wish I knew as a person that was growing up poor. And I'm doing the things that I'm doing now. So number one is that your thoughts become your reality. And I don't think this is like talked about enough, especially within the community. I feel like if you don't grow up with people that have that vibrational frequency already, it's something that you just have to find out on your own. But your thoughts are so powerful. And it wasn't until maybe like about 5 years ago that I started to realize that, yo, all of the things that I really thought about and just thought about in the sense of like, from like a limitless perspective, like, yo, this thing can happen. Oftentimes those things happen. The apartment that I'm staying in right now was something that I had on my vision board, something that I was thinking about. Like, I didn't think I was gonna be able to afford this ever. But it's something that I had in my mind, and it just became a reality. It's crazy because before I came to this apartment, the last apartment that I was in, I was actually evicted from there. Crazy story. Maybe one day I will share that story. But it just goes without saying that, like, yo, anything can happen. And I think when you have that mindset, when you have that reality in your head, you are a lot more conscious of the things that you think about. And I feel like those are the things that, especially within our communities, we don't emphasize enough. Your thoughts become reality. So be very careful with the things that you think about. Number two is that being broke is temporary and poverty is a mindset. And I know this is a cliche. I think a lot of people do talk about this very same thing, but it is true. Poverty is one of those things that, like, when a person is poor, you can tell. And it's once you start thinking from a higher, like, standpoint, you kind of people start to stick out almost like sore thumb. Like, you start to see how people really and like truly do think. Like, a lot of people are just so negative in their way of thinking. It's like that, like, they will never come into wealth. They will never, like, come into financial freedom because they are so limited. It's almost like anything that's good that's coming to them, they repel it already just based on their mindset. So being broke is okay. I was broke. I've been broke more times than I can possibly ever even imagine. But there's a difference between being broke and being poor in the sense that your mindset. I always knew that I was going to make it. I always knew that I was going to succeed at whatever it is that I wanted to do. So even the times that I was the brokest, I already had in my mind that like, okay, this is just a temporary thing that I'm going through, but I know there's a light at the end of the tunnel, you know? And I feel like people that have like a poverty mindset, they don't really see it as that. They don't look at it as like, yo, I'm going through like a rough patch right now, but I know this is gonna soon become better. So try to change your mindset, regardless of what level of difficulties you're going through, financial difficulties. Just think of it as something that is like a storm. Is, you know, you just weather the storm and it's gonna pass and sunshine is gonna come again. And number 3 is that you don't get rich by working hard. And I know it sounds crazy because you still have to relatively work hard for some of the things that you want, but hard work does not like equal success or financial success in any way, shape, or form. Some of the hardest working people are oftentimes the brokest. There's people that's working 2, 3, 4 jobs and they still not being able to make ends meet. And it's not because they're not working hard, but it's just they're not working smarter. You know, and I feel for people because growing up, all we were taught is that, you know, you have to work hard, you have to work hard, you have to work hard. That's something that was drilled down upon us so much to the point where some of us can't even rest. Some of us can't even allow ourselves to think because all we're thinking about is just physical and how hard we can go. But sometimes it's going to require for you to detach from that reality and just think of things from a grand scheme of things. Most of the people that are making the most money are not the hardest working people. They are people that are creating value that is able to impact the masses. You know what I'm saying? So if you think about it from, you know, creating, let's say like a YouTube channel, the more subscribers you have, the more value you bring, the more revenue you make. The same thing goes for if you are a supplier for something. If you're selling something, the more goods and services you're able to provide, the better you are compensated. And the more rare the service and goods you are, you know, given to people, the more money you get compensated for. So it's not necessarily about, you know, how hard you can work. It's about how rare it is or how, you know, valuable is it, the service and the value that you're bringing on to people. So always think about it from that standpoint. Not let me go crazy. Think about how can I be more strategic in terms of how I contribute into society. And I think that will like make a world of a difference for you. Number 4, environment is more important than willpower. And I say this like over and over again because oftentimes people think that, oh, I have, you know, the strongest will. The willpower can only take you so far. So they say if you hang around 5 broke people, you're gonna be broke. If you hang around 5 millionaires, you are gonna be a millionaire. It just rubs off. Like, and that's just how energy is, the vibration, the frequency. Like whatever, 5 people obviously are gonna be more powerful than one person, than the vibrational frequency of one person. So you always are gonna kind of go towards the side that is always the strongest. So you oftentimes might think, oh, I can hang around these people, but my willpower is strong enough to kind of get me through or make sure that I succeed, surpass them or surpass the environment that I'm in. And I'm telling you, you are in for a rude awakening. So try to surround yourself with people that are doing best. Try to surround yourself with people that are inspiring you and motivating you to become better. And you can oftentimes see this with people that hang around people that are fit. Oftentimes, everybody that is within that group, if there is 4 fit people and there's one person that's overweight or obese, that one person is gonna eventually get fit or they just can't coincide in the same friend group. And that is something that you have to be very cautious of. So always be diligent with the people you surround yourself with because they make the biggest difference in your life. Your self-image controls your success. And I say this all the time, like, I know I keep saying I say this all the time because I keep repeating the same things over and over again, especially through my Instagram. Carry yourself like someone that has some common sense. Dress the way you want to be addressed. You know, and an analogy that I like to use over and over again is that let's say there are 2 socks. You know, both of the socks, let's say, not even both of the socks. One of the socks has gold in it and one of the socks has feces in it. Right? But the one that has gold has feces all over it. The one that has feces has like a really beautiful wrap around it. What shock do you think, or which shock do you think people are gonna gravitate towards? The gold or the feces? Obviously, they're gonna go for the feces, and that goes to tell you, no matter how intelligent you are, no matter how talented you are, it's very rare that people would overlook how you look or your appearance and how you present yourself. So that goes without saying. If you are overweight and you're obese and you get in the gym, and because people judge you before they even know you, you might be the hardest working person, but oftentimes when they see you, they're gonna think you lazy and have no self-discipline. And that's just how the human mind works. We judge. Often we all judge, And so that goes without saying, even no matter what it is, bro, no matter how broke you are, just try. If you have to go thrifting, I go thrifting all the time. Find you some good quality clothing that you can wear. Even if it's 5 or 6 pairs, just make sure that you are presented every time you go somewhere, especially if you're going to be meeting new people, business opportunities. Make sure you carry yourself well. Like, don't just walk out there and just looking all type of crazy, because I'm telling you, people are always going to overlook you. Always. Number 6, gratitude is the way to more. Always stay in constant gratefulness. And I'm telling you, you will see all your blessings multiply in ways that you never even thought possible, right? And I know sometimes it can be difficult because you oftentimes are looking at so many other things like this, oh, this person has this person has that person has that. But when you are in constant state of gratitude, and I'm actually telling this to myself because I felt as though sometimes I'm not always very grateful for, the things that God has blessed me with. So this is not something that I'm saying as in I have mastered some of the, I'm still working on a lot of these things and I'm trying to become better at that. But you find that the more gratitude that you practice, the more, first of all, you care less about what other people have because you are so, caught up in how much God has blessed you. The fact that you are able to watch this video, hear this video, stream this or whatever the case may be, just says that you are so much more privileged than, I would say, 60 to 70% of the world population. And I don't think you understand, because there are people that are legit. There are people that are, in constant war. There's people that are in prison. There are people that are losing their limbs. There are people that can't hear, see, they can't taste, smell. So you have all your senses. So just that alone is enough for you to be in gratitude for the rest of your life. Anything else is a bonus. And number 7 is that you are not a victim. You are a creator. Let me say this again. You are not a victim. You are a creator. Stick yourself away from that victim mindset. Legit. No matter how much trauma you've been through, just try to detach yourself from that victim mentality. Whatever happened to you has already happened to you. It doesn't mean that it was right. It doesn't mean that it is morally right. But when you live in a constant state of victimhood, there's somebody else that has control over you. You understand what I'm saying? So that means even if someone has wronged you and you don't even want to forgive them, because when you forgive them, they no longer have that power. They don't require that much mental space. You just look at them or you think about them okay, boom. You don't hold any grudge over them. I'm pretty sure there's people that you're probably angry at right now, or people that you don't talk to. But every time their name comes about, or anytime you are aware of anything that's associated with them, there's a part of you that becomes very angry and infuriated. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Instead of becoming a victim, use whatever it is, whatever pain, whatever trauma, and put it towards an endeavor of your choosing. Whether it's art, whether it's music, whether it is business, you can always use your pain for something greater. That doesn't mean to, obviously, go seek some help if it's something that's traumatic. Go get some therapy or whatever the case may be. But oftentimes people are fueled by pain more than you know. So don't let your pain go to waste. Number 8, the subconscious mind runs the soul. We have 2 types of minds. We have the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. The conscious mind is what you can kind of control. You can, tell yourself what to think, but the subconscious mind is literally just free for all. Whatever you listen to, whatever type of information, whether if you're constantly listening about gossip and listening about violent music or whatever, those are the things that your subconscious mind is gonna be pondering upon. So you wanna be very careful. Even when you're sleeping, you wanna make sure that you're not listening to anything that is harmful. Because ultimately, you can control your conscious mind, but you cannot control your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind just does whatever. It's like, and that's why sometimes it's very important to not speak any negative things towards you. Oftentimes, people are very, very negative about themselves all the time. Actually, they say some of the worst things. And once I kind of understood this ideology, I don't ever talk any bad of myself, even in a joking matter, because your subconscious mind doesn't know whether you're joking or whether you're being for real. So be very careful with the words that are coming out of your mouth or the words that you are kind of like taking in, So, and if you're in an environment where you're constantly hearing toxic things, try to get yourself away from that, or just block it out and make sure just act like you don't even hear it. Even if you just block them out, because it's gonna like harm you so much more later on down the road. And it's so much more difficult to unlearn things when they are already embedded in your subconscious mind. Number 9 is that you have to want it more than you fear it. Listen, the amount of people that reach out to me on a constant basis talking about they want to create content or they want to, get into modeling or want to do other things. And oftentimes when I ask them what is stopping them, the fear of people judging, fear. You don't want it bad enough. You don't want it bad enough. If you're worrying about what other people are thinking or what other people are going to be saying about your goals and your dreams and your aspirations, then you don't want it bad enough. You can't be compromising. You cannot be compromised. Think about it. This is your goals. This is your vision. This is your ideology. These are the things that God has blessed you with. And you're on the fence on whether you should go ahead with it because you're so worried about what other people are going to say. People are going to say something regardless. Listen, if you're going to be sitting around doing nothing, people are going to talk. If you're going to be working too much, people are going to talk. If you think you are whoever, people are going to talk. So let them talk. But don't let the fact that people are going to talk stop you from achieving and doing the things that you want to do. If you are waiting for other people's approval, I promise you, you will not do nothing worthy in this life, ever. So keep that in mind. And number 10, your dreams are not too big. Your dreams are not too big. Listen, allow yourself to dream. Allow yourself to think. They say if your dreams don't scare you, you're not dreaming hard enough. And I need to do that. I need to dream more. I need to dream more. There were times that I was so much more I would almost get lost. Sometimes I would be talking to people and I'm legit just daydreaming about my life and the way that I envision it to be. I want to get in that position again. I want to get in that mindset again of just being free for all and just dreaming about the craziest and the wildest things that I want to see happen for me and the people around me. And you are worthy enough. You are worthy enough to be able to achieve those dreams. So don't limit yourself. Dream. You are meant to dream. There's a reason why you're dreaming. It's not just no, there's a reason why you're dreaming. Anything that you can dream about, you can actually achieve. You can actualize in real life. So don't sell yourself short. Go ahead and just dream. Because trust me, it's free. It's free to dream. And you don't have to, listen, you could be living in the worst condition ever. You can still dream. And those dreams will inevitably become reality. Whatever you think about the most is the reality. It has no choice but to become reality. So just think about it from that sense. And nothing is too big. Nothing is too, bro. Sometimes the things that happen in my life don't make any sense. They legit don't make any sense, but I'm not questioning it because I know that the God that I serve is forever blessing me. The God that I serve can pull all types of tricks out of anywhere that he wants. Think about it. If you think about just nature in general, the things and how nature operates, how do you explain the fact that the sun can rise and wake up, shine? Well, how do you explain these things? You cannot explain these phenomena. So by you being limited in your way of thinking, is you actually thinking that God is not, abundant enough. It's almost you doubting the power of God. You know what I'm saying? Just think about it. How does the moon know to come out when the sun goes? How does it, think about it, darkness and light. ponder, just think. You know what I'm saying? Anything is possible. Anything is possible. I promise you. All right? Now, I wanted to create this video because this is something that I would have loved to see as I was going through the darkest moments of my life. But here it is for you. So if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you comment, like, and please subscribe. It's saying 80% of my followers are not my followers. 80% of my viewers are not subscribers. So come on now. I just gave y'all a whole lot of gem. All you can, the least you can do is hit that subscribe button. If you, come on man, first of all, subscribe man, and I'm out of here. Peace.